Howdy, I'm Daniel with RoslynRags, and welcome to a Nature Scene tie-dye tutorial.
I have this 100% cotton shirt in front of me. It has been soaked in a soda ash solution and has been dried. Actually, it's fairly damp. This is one of the designs that I do damp, and I have a washable marker, and I'm not happy with that first line that I drew. I'm gonna make them just a little more, just not quite as deep of a curve. And then, so here's gonna be the lake. Here's gonna be the top land, and then this is the bottom section of land. And I guess this is the river. And I'm gonna fold it in half. I don't have to be too perfect with it, but I'd like to be, somewhat even. So I will check with where the sleeves meet each other, and then the bottom side. And now I'm going to just fold this up to the half line, and I'm gonna have a little bit more on this edge than I do on the main inside fold. So this is going to be longer, and I can kind of show you on this one when I'm going to fold it up to about here, and then when I fold it back it will come over it a little bit. So the inside fan folds are a little bit more than the outside fan folds. I'm going to put my tree approximately right here, and it will come up like that. I'm going to start fan folding this line, and where I start this fan fold, this edge will be in the middle of the fold. It won't be on the very bottom or the top. And so now that is fan folded, it doesn't go all the way down to the bottom of the fan fold. I have some artificial sinew, and I'm going to just bind this section up. And this is kind of one of the secrets with this fold or with artificial sinew, is that if I bind it tight enough, the dye doesn't want to go in between the two different sections. I'm putting my hand over it, just it makes it a little bit easier. Sorry that you can't really see it, but I just wrap it around 3 times and pull it tight. Now I'm going to do a fan fold along each one of these lines that I just made. So I'll start with the first one, and I'm just making even as I can pleats along this line that I drew. And I found that it's easier to start with a lighter color of washable marker and then move on to darker colors as you dial in your design. If you start with a dark color and then you have a bunch of different lines that you drew and you only want to follow one of them, it makes it kind of hard. Where if you start with a lighter one and you draw a bunch of lines, you can draw on the line that you really want to keep with a darker color. So that looks good. Now this section is pretty much fan folded. I'm going to finish the last little bit right here, and then I'm taking the artificial sinew and I'll wrap it around a few times, and then I'll pull it tight. Alright, that looks good to me. Now I am on to this last section, and I am just fan folding this. And it's okay if you're not 100% on top of the line. This just kind of gives you a general idea of where it's going to be. In the whole scope of tie-dye, generally speaking, 1/4 of an inch is not that big of a deal. If you're off, nobody really is going to know. So I wrap that around a few times. Now I'm going to pull it tight. I'm going to do it one more time. I'll pull it tight, and I have my scissor right here. I'm going to leave a little bit of a tail, and I will just kind of tie it off with a rubber band. So I'm going to fan fold this bottom section. This is the bottom chunk of land. So there is a fan fold, or a crinkle fold, and I have a size 16 rubber band that I will be putting on here. And I'll put one more on at least. Alright, now I have the river, and I'm going to fan or crinkle fold this up. I'm going to use a 16 rubber band on it. Alright, now we have this top section of land, and I'm not going to do anything with it. And then I have the trees, and they'll pretty much stay just like that. I'll put a rubber band on them just to try and get the material away from the other sections, because these are all dyed a little bit differently. These two are dyed the same. This one's different, and then this section's different. And I did not tie off this piece of sinew, so I will do that right now. Maybe. There we go. And now for the top of the shirt, I'll start at the sleeves, and I'm just kind of fan folding. It's a very loose fan fold. They don't have to be even really at all. But I do want to try and keep the two sections of sleeve about even with each other. So the top of this sleeve's right here, the top of this sleeve's right here. Now I will put some rubber bands on. And once again, I'm using size 19 rubber bands right here. Making sure that I don't get too much of the fabric over other parts of the fabric. There is one. Now I'm going to do a 16 rubber band right here. Alright, and then probably one more 19 rubber band right here. Try and get this bottom section at the top of the shirt away from the trees. And I may actually add one more rubber band as well, just to kind of tie off this section. And you can use as many rubber bands as you want. You don't have to use any rubber bands if you don't want to, but that may make this fold look a little bit different. So there is our folded up nature scene. Let's go dye it. I'm sitting in front of my dyeing tray, and I have this nature scene in front of me. I'm going to start off with some forest green. I'm using Procion Mx Fiber Reactive dyes, and for the forest green I'm putting it on the tree section of the design. I'm just putting it on the two edges that have the artificial sinew on them. I'm not putting it across the whole section. So that looks pretty good. Now I have some bright green that I'll be putting on that section that I didn't put any of the forest green on of the trees for this design. I'm going to turn it over and I'll put some more bright green down. Alright, now I have some sage green, and new emerald green. And all these are coming from Dharma. And I'm going to start with the new emerald green, and I'm going to put it on the section next to the trees. And then also this bottom section of the shirt. And I'm just going to be putting it on this side of the design. And then I'll be putting the sage green on the other side. Alright. Now I also have some turquoise blue that I'll be putting on the river. And I'm going to be doing it kind of the same as I did the trees. I'll be putting mostly this turquoise down, but I also have a little bit of navy that I'm going to put on this edge. Just like that. Now I will turn the shirt over. And now I have some sage green, and I'm going to be putting that on the opposite side that I put the new emerald green. Alright, now I'm going to be putting turquoise right here. And then just a little bit of navy on the edge. Now for the sky, I have a diluted brilliant blue and a regular full strength brilliant blue, also from Dharma trading.com. And I'm going to be putting the diluted brilliant blue next to the trees. I'm going to try and make an offset, so there's going to be more brilliant blue further up on this side than there is on this side. And I'll be continuing that trend all the way up. So now I'm using the full strength non-diluted brilliant blue. And now some navy over the rest of it. I'll give that a quick squeeze. It looks like I got a little bit of blue over on this section, so I will just take some sage green and put it on it, just to kind of get rid of that blue if it's a little too much blue for you. So I will put this in a bag and let it sit for 24 hours, and then I'll wash it out. Yeah. So thanks for watching. Have fun dyeing.